Yeah, that's right. R18, 680 ohms. It's connected to the LDR. If you forget this one, you will not have anything to speak of for a vibrato. It won't even run. Bend the leads over. Clip off the excess and solder. Polarity is not important. You can go in either way because it's a resistor and it's not polarity conscious, whereas the LDR, for example, or a transistor is. We're then taking the 3 capacitors, putting them aside for the moment. 2 resistors, which are R13 and R14. They are 680K each. And we're going to place them in. They go in the larger holes. Now, they see these holes right here are closely spaced, and the smaller holes. These are the larger holes. These are intended for the resistor. Bend the leads over. And the smaller holes are intended for the capacitor. We have a slight hole blockage. We're going to open that up. There we go. Now, that's 2 resistors, and you see we have space left for 3 capacitors. We're going to take the capacitor leads, and they're a little mangled, and we're going to straighten them out. And they're all the same value, 0.12. So it doesn't matter which way they go in, and it doesn't matter which one goes in first. We have a minor hole blockage. There we go. We're going to bend that over such that it doesn't come out. Take capacitor number 2. Straighten out its leads so it can be inserted. And once it's inserted, bend the leads over so it doesn't fall out. And capacitor number 3. And those are the leads closest to the edge of the board. Well, I got a slight hole blockage again, I think. No, there it is. It's going. All right. Okay, so now we have those in there. What we're going to do is we're going to trim the excess again. You want to trim the excess. You don't want it overhanging too much, because then it can short out, touch something adjacent, and then you have other problems. Okay, so there we have the resistors and capacitors. And then we're going to fill in and solder them in more permanently. We're now going to put in the auxiliary output section of this board. That's that area in here. And I want to caution you about this, that if this area is already filled in your board for any reason, that you check to make sure the resistors are correct. If they are not the values that I gave you, all right, when putting this in, then you should change them to the value where the output section will not behave itself and may produce more hiss than you really want to hear. This is R43 coming in. It's 1.8K, and it goes right in here like this. And we're bending the leads over. The next resistor coming in the door, R44, it's 15K. And that goes in right here. Alright, make sure you don't put it in that little tiny hole up front. That's for a transistor. And then there's R41, which is 27K. That goes in. The next value is R47, 56K ohms. And the next value, there's a small spot right in here for a capacitor. And there's also a pin that goes in there. But the next value of resistor is R48, and it is 180 ohms. That goes in here, like this. Bending over. And the next value is R46, and while this resistor looks bigger, it's just a different type of resistor. It is 120 ohms. That's right, the bands are brown, red, brown. Like that. The next resistor is R42. And this one is 125,000, 125K. That's brown, red, yellow. And the next resistor is R45. It is 680 ohms, and that's blue, gray, brown. Alright, now that we have these resistors in, what we're going to do is we're going to trim the excess as usual.